Welcome. In this explainer, we are jumping right into the Legal Manager platform to show you step-by-step how to register a new client. We're going to cover everything from their personal details to the financial terms, making sure you can build a perfect case file from the very beginning.
So here's what we've got on the agenda. We'll start with the client's personal info, then get into uploading case data and all the court specifics. After that, we'll map out a plan of action, set the financials, and finally wrap you the registration. Let's get to it. All right, first things first, we have to capture the client's personal information. Getting these details right is the bedrock of a solid case file.
Now, the very first thing the system asks is whether this is a returning client. This is a neat little feature to stop you from creating duplicate records. Since we're onboarding someone new, we're going to go ahead and select No, which opens up the whole form for us. Okay, let's start filling in the essentials, beginning with the client's full name. As you can see with our example, John Appleseed, you really want to make sure this name matches their official documents. It'll save you a ton of headaches down the road. Next up, their primary phone number. This one's a required field. You can also pop in their email address, and honestly, I'd really recommend it. It's just perfect for keeping a clear and searchable trail of all your communications. And to finish this section off, you'll just select their occupation from the drop-down menu and then type in their complete current address. And that's it. With just those few steps, the entire personal details section is locked and loaded. Okay, with the personal details in, let's move on. Now we're going to upload the core documents and, importantly, set the official status of the case. If you already have some initial documents handy, like a complaint or some early evidence, you can upload them right away. Just click inside this box and you can pick the files directly from your computer. Now this next part is a really key distinction, the filing status. You have to tell the system whether this case has already been formally filed in court, or if it's still in that pre-filing or draft stage. This little choice really affects how the case gets tracked from here on out. So, if you choose Filed, the system is going to ask you for the exact filing date. This isn't optional. It's super important because that date becomes the anchor for all the future deadlines and tracking for the case timeline. Okay, let's shift our focus over to the right-hand column now. This is where we define the legal matter itself, what the case is actually about, and where it's sitting in the court system. This section is absolutely crucial for categorizing the case correctly. We're just going to work our way from the top down, starting with the general matter type. So you'll start by choosing the main matter type. For this example, we're going with judicial, litigation, but obviously you just pick whatever best fits your case from this drop-down menu. Since this is a filed case, we'll go ahead and enter the official case number. And if you've got it, you should also add the 16-digit CNR number. That's that unique ID they use for tracking cases all across the Indian judiciary. Super helpful. Now, the trick here, and it's a smart design, is to fill out the court details in order. The whole system is set up to guide you, filtering the options as you go from the big, broad state level all the way down to the specific court hall.
Now, before we proceed further, you will see that there are two options as autofill and manual. Here you can choose the way you want to fill this section. Let's just do it right now. First, you will select the state. After it, the district of the state. And then you will select the city under that chosen district. Here you can clearly see that the options are gradually getting narrowed and specific. Once you are done with the city selection, then choose the court complex of that city. And once you are done with that, you will select the specific courtroom of your interest. Then below the courtroom selection area, you will see the area for choosing the nature of case. Now here you can go manual. Basically, you can type it or you can select the case type from the drop-down list. And once you fill this section, you are done with the filling of court details. All right, now that you are done with the court details, let's fill up the sections below it. First, write where you have met with your client. Then jump to the case briefing section. In this case briefing section, you will write the core informations regarding the case, like important dates, context, parties involved, and other important data about the case. Remember, these informations will later be used when you will try to generate AI-powered documents inside the app.
All right, with all those foundational details in place, we can now get to the fun part, strategy. Let's take a look at the plan of action section. Okay, this is a seriously powerful feature. The plan of action tools let you actually map out your entire case strategy visually.
You can make a simple straight-line task list or set up parallel tracks for things that need to happen at the same time. You can even build these complex conditional plans where the next step actually depends on a specific outcome. This is your strategic blueprint for the whole case.
Let's get deeper into the plan of action. In every plan step, you need to write your plan of action and then select a date regarding the plan step. This way, on the relevant dates, you will get notified on what to do on that very day regarding that particular case. There are a total of 6 different types of logical operators inside this plan of action part, using which essentially you can formulate any kind of action plan inside this app. For simple, straightforward approaches, which are not connected with other events, you can depend on the simple step. And for more complex relational steps, you can depend on the others. For example, if you want to do 2 things simultaneously regarding the case, then you can opt for the AND. If you are dealing with 2 things where you are certain about one thing, but not sure about the other one, then you can take the either-or approach. Other than that, if you are formulating a chain of complex backup plans, then you can depend on the if-else-if approach. The most interesting thing is no matter what is your plan of action, you will always see them in your dashboard on the relevant dates in a coordinated way.
Let's talk about the money. The next essential step is to clearly define and record the financial agreement you have with your client. Getting this down ensures everyone's on the same page from the very beginning.
Here you will first put the regular visiting fee or the consultation fee that you might want to set up for that particular client. Then you will select the amount of money the client gave you on the first visit. Then you will have 2 choices to choose depending on the financial terms you had with your client. If you have already decided the total fee, then write that down. Else mark the no final agreed fee. And now finally your basic financial terms are also set. Now you can finally click on the Save and Register button and the case will get saved into your account. After doing a new client registration, you will see that a case card has been generated on the Cases section of the app, which will be in sync with your mobile app also. Anytime if you want to edit something regarding the client and his case, you will go to the case card and you will be able to perform the edits over there.